Hello, Cosmic Soul family. Ella Ivy here, lives on Astrology. And I wanted to pop on here and just give some reflections of the day. Today is December 8th, 2025. And what was coming online for me is I was looking at the astrology, and the moon has ingressed into Leo right now. And it's going to be trining the Sagittarius energy. Now, Sagittarius right now, the sun is at 16 degrees. And yesterday, the sun was exactly on what's called a degree point in astrology. It's called the Great Attractor, and it's at Sagittarius at 15 degrees. So there was an activation that happened yesterday and moving into today. And this Leo energy, the moon, is going to be also trining Chiron, which is our wounds. So you might want to look to see in your chart where Aries is and where Chiron is, because the Aries configuration is where this... how do I say it? So the Great Attractor, from what I understand it to be, or understand it to be, is this cosmic point where it's almost like a giant vacuum cleaner, right? It's this black hole, this gravitational force field that exists within the Sagittarius constellation. And it's pulling out old wounds, old ideas, things, ways of perceiving yourself. Think about everything. Aries has the heart of the child. It's the first sign in the zodiac. It rules first house matters. It's also ruled by Mars, and Mars is in Sagittarius right now. It's getting ready to cross the threshold of the Galactic Center, which is at 27 degrees Sagittarius. So there's this opportunity to let your wounds become the medicine truly. And through the heart of the child, Leo, the creativity, speaking your truth, even if it's uncomfortable, confronting those aspects of self, and maybe they might show up in relationship. So for me, I could just tell you, I had a misunderstanding with a dear friend today. I did a creation yesterday and I was really excited to share it. And there was a misunderstanding because what I heard, right, through my, I would say, I don't want to say broken lens, but through my Chiron wound, because I have Chiron and Aries in the 5th house, right? So even though she was excited about what I was creating, what I heard, what I interpreted was through the wound of Chiron. And so there was a choice point that I made today, whether or not to confront the energy or just to let it, bypass like I normally would, just kind of eat it, right? Like eat and grow, or, just consuming the poison, the perceived poison from my reflection, when really all that happened was a misunderstanding. It was a misinterpretation of the energy on my part. And had I not confronted it, I would still be sitting with that poisonous perception within my own consciousness. And that's this Great Attractor. What I'm seeing with Sagittarius is like, no, everything is happening for you, even if it's uncomfortable. So allow this Great Attractor energy to pull out these toxins. I almost think of like like a cosmic charcoal, it pulls out toxins from your body. Well, this Great Attractor energy is pulling out toxic thoughts about what yourself, your inner child, how you perceive yourself, the I am presence. And depending on where this Chiron energy, again, you want to look to Aries in your chart to see where this is transiting, because that's pulling out the poisonous toxins that you were perceiving yourself to be with Aries. And so this now is the time right now with this Sagittarius is to tell the truth, right? Venus is also in Sagittarius at 9 degrees. It's also getting ready to approach this Great Attractor energy, which is also magnetism. So there might be some really interesting conversations that are coming up. And again, this life is happening for you, even if it's uncomfortable. It wasn't comfortable to confront a really dear friend about how she hurt my feelings, and of course my mind was going back and forth, like, why are your feelings hurt? It's had this whole inner dialogue. And of course we've got Mercury right now at 26 degrees Scorpio. So the alchemy, the transformation is happening in the mind and the perception. And so the planetary energies are giving us permission to feel the wounds, but also to heal the wounds by being honest about it, by being honest about what we felt. Even if it's a misinterpretation of the energy, it's good to confront the energy. And it may not be through language, but maybe you write a letter that you never send, or you write these things out, you journal your emotions, right? How you're feeling, as long as you're expressing, because this is what this moon energy in Leo is about. It's about expressing what's coming through you. And because you never know who it might heal. And at the end of the day, I ended up expressing my truth to my dear friend, telling her, hey, look, you hurt my feelings. This is what I was interpreting. And she was able to come back and say, that's not what I meant at all. This is the situation, what happened. So it was this huge healing for me, right? It was like this giant release, this, I don't want to say excrement, but kind of, this is Mercury's in Scorpio. It was this excrement that had to come out that I was like, oh, I felt this giant relief. And so had I not had the courage to speak my truth, Leo, then I would be sitting with it. It's like almost like being compacted or, congested, like, when you can't go to the bathroom. It's like that feeling, that toxic feeling. And so today, all's well that ends well. There was a giant release, but it took the courage. It took the awareness of the energy to go, this is probably for me to heal my truth, to heal my inner wounds of the child. So I'm going to go ahead and stand up and speak my truth. So over these next few days, especially with the moon's ingressed into Leo, this is such an opportunity to face the wounds of the inner child, to have the courage to express it. And it may not be to necessarily the perpetrator or the one that hurt your feelings or whatever you're perceiving. It may just be, you need to write it down. You need to create, go draw a picture, because Leo is all about creativity and expression. So allow yourself to express yourself to yourself, have the hard conversations with self, and see what happens. Because again, the wound is where the medicine is. And the wound is in Chiron right now, 22 degrees, and it's going to be trining. It's trining Mars right now. So take action on where you've been wounded and do it in a holistic way, in a heart-centered way. Because we've got the North Node in Pisces, and truly the way to move past all of this is to forgive yourself and everyone for everything. And that might be a great mantra to work with, right? I forgive myself for everything I've ever done. I forgive myself and everyone for everything. And just see where that lands for you. See where that takes you in your form of consciousness, because this great attractor is pulling out these toxins anyway. So support yourself. Maybe last night I was working with some foot detox stuff for sleep. So I woke up and the pads were all black, and I could tell it was mold and toxins and stuff coming out of my body. So not just in the physical realm this is happening, it's also South Node in Virgo. It's happening in the metaphysical realm, the spiritual realm, the emotional realm, the financial realm. It's happening in all aspects of life. So give yourself some grace, give the others grace. We've all been severely wounded on this planet for probably millennia. And this is the clearing out. This is this great attractor coming up to clean up this energy, to repurpose it, to transform it. And so just know that we're in process right now. And you're not the only one going through it. And I'm not the only one going through it. We're all going through it. So forgiveness is the key. And again, if you want to work with that mantra, I forgive myself and everyone for everything. All right, these are just some cosmic reflections that I wanted to share with you guys, because we're not meant to do this life alone. I love you. We got this. And yeah, have a wonderful transit of this moon in Leo. I'll be speaking to you soon, guys. Love you, Cosmic Soul Fam. See you next time.